Hi, I'm Clark Bridall, External Relations Specialist for Iowa State University Extension. Just a few miles outside of Chariton is Iowa State University's McNay Research Farm, where each September about 600 South Central Iowa students come for a field day and a fun outing. So pretend you're a third grader and come along with us today for a fun and enjoyable and learning trip to McNay Research Farm.
Well, ISUE Extension, in partnership with the Iowa State University McNay's Research Farm in rural Lucas County, developed and designed a third grade field day. Over the past 9 years, this program has reached nearly 3,000 third grade youth from 4 counties and 9 schools. They have learned topics relevant to the area, including livestock technology, environmental stewardship, agronomic principles, including corn byproducts, and rural safety.
One thing I've noticed, Clark, with the third grade class, that they always used to talk about going to Grandpa and Grandma's, and they always went to the farm, or they talked about going to Grandpa's farm. Today you don't hear that message. They go to Grandpa and Grandma's that's into a metropolitan area or a larger town. We have a 10-year-old son ourselves, and I was visiting with him the other day, and he made this statement. He was the only kid in his class that lived on a farm out of 22 kids, and that's roughly 4 or 5% of the population of his class is involved in production agriculture. So I think if we can get some exposure to these kids at a young age to know where milk comes from and meat and eggs, it's probably good exposure.
McNay field trip, that's always done in September, which for teachers is kind of a scary time for a field trip because we don't really know our kids very well. But we really like it because the kids are fresh off of summer and are very interested in some new things. And for teachers, we can build upon what we've learned at the field trip all year long. Our science and social studies curriculums really hinge upon what we do at McNay. We talk a lot about community in third grade, and so we use the words of extension and volunteer, the word public versus private, and all of those words have come from some little thing that we heard at the field trip day. We build upon those things, and the kids can keep remembering how that word was used when we were on the field trip, and then how it also has relevance to the other things that we're talking about during the school year. The fact that the kids in our class are supposedly living in a rural setting is also interesting. When we go to see, for instance, the animals on field trip day, it's real interesting to me, having been a farm girl, that I always expect the questions that one of the extension people is asking the children an easy answer. But it's really not, because there are usually only about 2 or 3 kids who actually are living on a farm at the present time. But you can really tell those kids who do live on a farm are the ones who shine. They're thrilled to be able to answer questions that other kids have no idea about, and the kids who live in town are surprised that they had no idea what that answer might be. And it's fun for them, the kids who are growing up on the farm, to be able to share that information that they've known since they were 3 or 4 years old. So it's fun for us that we start the year with McNay. We always look forward to it, and we hinge a lot of things that we do on the fact that that's an important field trip for third grade kids.